This morning, the Federal Court of Appeal ruled against the Trans Mountain Pipeline, quashing the decision to approve the pipeline. This ruling is bad for working families, and it is bad for the security of our country, the economic security of our country. Albertans are angry. I am angry. Alberta has done everything right, and we've been let down. The combined result of the actions taken by the Harper government, the current federal government, the National Energy Board, and the Federal Court of Appeal means that the current state of affairs in Canada right now is such that building a pipeline to Tidewater is practically impossible. As a result, our ability to transport our most profitable commodity is subject to the whims of the White House and the U.S. government. Let's not kid ourselves. This is a threat to Canadian sovereignty and Canadian economic security. It is a crisis. And so, today, I'm announcing that with the Trans Mountain halted and the work on it halted, until the federal government gets its act together, Alberta is pulling out of the federal climate plan. And let's be clear, without Alberta, that plan isn't worth the paper it's written on. Now, I don't take this decision lightly. Every Canadian has a stake in proper climate action, no one more so than my kids, than your kids, than the generations who will follow us. But Alberta, and indeed Canada, cannot transition to a lower carbon economy. We can't build a more just, equal, and prosperous society. We can't do these things if we can't provide the jobs and the prosperity that comes from getting fair value for the resources that we own. So, to Ottawa, tonight, I also say this. Successive federal governments created the mess we find ourselves in. It was broken in Ottawa, and now Ottawa needs to fix it. First, and most obviously, the federal government must immediately launch an appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada. But even more importantly, Ottawa must immediately recall an emergency session of Parliament to assert its authority and fix the NEB process as it relates to this project to make it clear that marine matters have been and will be dealt with in a different forum. Then, Ottawa needs to roll up its sleeves and continue its work to protect our coast. And finally, it must improve the consultation and accommodation relating to Indigenous people in the way that they deserve. Our sovereignty and our economic security depend on it. If the federal government acts boldly and gives this crisis the attention it deserves, construction can restart early in the new year. This absolutely needs to happen.